a few licks on the chin. Just keep your head down and carry on. You fight like hell, turn the other cheek. It's what separates the strong from the weak. And that's just the way that the line gets drawn.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 10-Minute Misconduct. We are an unofficial FPHL podcast. This is episode 15, and we've got Lee, Ed, and Taylor joining us today. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Like a box of fluffy ducks.
Fluffy ducks, love it. Yes, welcome to the show. If you guys are new here, we cover the FPHL, and right now we are in the middle of Ice Wars coverage. We've been covering it for about a month now, so stick with us. We're going to be covering playoffs, and we try to have a guest from every team. We're still working on making our way through everybody, but what is going on in the Fed this week, guys?
I remembered my jersey.
Yes, I knew we were going to be touching on Elmira. Oh, poor Elmira. They're trying, and I admired. I don't know who dropped the ball. Yep, first game, roller hockey jersey. It was a cool crossover that we weren't expecting, so it was a good surprise.
Yeah, it was.
Good surprise there.
It was.
Yeah. When the owner's son is the equipment manager, you can't exactly expect consequences.
Yeah.
Even though that they didn't meet the FPHL standards, you'd think that maybe they would just give Mammoth just a slight advantage because I believe they're a little bit lighter and didn't have to be so heavy and all that stuff, but apparently it didn't.
Didn't help them on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Rough game, rough weekend for them.
Our show friend Justyce Smoke got a goal though. That was pretty cool.
And that was a nice goal too. It wasn't some garbage goal where you're picking up a garbage rebound. That was a nice pass to the slot right there in front of the crease and a nice one-timer from Schmitty. That was a beauty.
I think he was just one tick off from a Gordie Howe hat trick. He got the or did he get an assist that game? I
don't think he got the assist. I don't think he got the apple.
No. Darn it. You just one off.
But our other friend of the show, Parker Moskal, got a hat trick against Delaware.
Oh, yes, he did.
He's getting back on his horse. He had a bit of a rough start there with Watertown, not skating for a few weeks, but he's getting back on the stride, and he's back up to almost 2 points per game. So he's playing great. That was for somebody, you always hear this saying, somebody, they need a change of scenery. He needed that change of scenery, and it's changed him around. And I'm hoping the same thing happens for Schmitty. Two of the nicest guys we've had on the show, and we'd love to see them both, thrive with their new teams.
Absolutely. And there was a lot of trash talk going on between Carolina and the Bears this past weekend. I didn't realize,
there was.
Looks like they almost started a whole new rivalry between the two that I just didn't know that tension was there. So that I found that interesting.
They are very close in location proximity, in comparison to some of the other teams in the league. So, it makes sense that you would start tripping at each other, but wow, they took it to another level this week, didn't they?
Yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, Carolina's definitely creeping their way back up. They didn't have the strongest start to the season, but they've definitely been showing up the last couple of months. So, got to keep an eye on them. But
it's going to get tough for Columbus.
Behind Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get tough for Columbus with Bingo coming in next weekend. So I think it's going to be a good test for them.
And I believe that over in Danbury, their captain, I forgot his name, he scored 4 goals on the game last Saturday against Port Huron.
Yeah, Johnny Ruiz.
That broke the team's single goal record, the franchise goal record. So he's now the team leader single goals in franchise history for the hat trick. So that was pretty cool. It's not cool to see because it's against the U, but I guess on a personal aspect, it was cool for him to see it happen to him.
And then Jay Krupp is 1 point from 200.
Go ahead, Lou.
I bet he gets it this coming weekend. I got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, Croupies only needs 1 point to get that milestone, man. I was hoping he wouldn't do it in Mississippi, that he could do it at home. And congratulations to Jay Croup. They had their gender reveal party. They are having a little boy.
Yes, congrats to the Croup family. That is very awesome. His excitement, if you guys haven't seen it, it's online. Go check it out. Because he was just over the top, and you could just see how happy he was. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And then a little bit of news out of Binghamton. We don't want to speculate as to why. We're not going to go into any rumors, but Nikita Ivashkin, for some reason, has left the team. He's on indefinite team suspension, and I think that's going to hurt Binghamton because he's their leading scorer. He's probably one of the best goal scorers in the league, and to lose him at this point in the season cannot be a good thing for that team.
You're true about that. There was a lot of speculation that man. Who knows what he did or what happened to lead to it? There's not been any leaks and all that stuff. Everybody's keeping tight-lipped, especially the team. They don't want to make any more comments about that. So I guess we'll just have to have time to do its course to find out what's going on with them.
Yeah, we don't want to go into any rumors and speculation.
Yeah, because, I don't know any details really. I know that we're all curious and we want to know, and I'm sure eventually whatever it is will come out. But, if you guys know any tea, send us, shoot us a message or send us an email. And
email's in the description.
If you guys haven't subscribed yet, give us a subscribe. We're trying to really build our channel. And if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments, come to our page, come talk to us on the Trash Talk page, because we're always floating around in there. And before we get into Justyce Smoke, we're all really excited to talk to him. We have a pretty cool thing that we're starting with, a host question a week, so you guys can get to know us and kind of interact with us. So this week, the question is going to be, what are we thinking, guys? We want to do regular jerseys or specialty jerseys?
Let's do specialty jerseys.
You want specialty? I was going to say regular, but okay, we can do specialty.
Yeah. So let's start with you, Anna. What is so far this season, your favorite specialty jersey you've seen?
I hate that it didn't come from my team. Oh, Ed, you go ahead.
No, Anna, go ahead. Go ahead. You start first. Go ahead.
Okay. I think my favorite specialties jersey so far this season was the Grinch jersey that Port Huron put out. It was fantastic. 10 out of 10. I would buy the jersey, and it's not that I hate Port Huron. They're just not my team. But, to want to buy a jersey from another team, and I know there were fans on every team that wanted that jersey. They wanted the puck, so they got my vote.
Yeah, I agree. I was about to say, not to be impartial or not, but yeah, that was pretty awesome. It was done by an outside, I believe outside the Police Action League in St. Clair County or something like that. Actually did put all that together and all that stuff, and they did a fantastic job. Everybody wanted it. It was just an awesome looking jersey. The pucks were awesome. I tried to get 2, but they sold out. But at the end of the first period, those pucks already sold out. So I like that theme. That jersey was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that Port Huron jersey was just fire. But I'm going to go throw a little bit out there, and the jerseys that Delaware were wearing this weekend, those were nice. I think they were their cancer awareness jerseys. It was just a cool looking design on the jersey and with the logo. It's one of those, it was kind of low key, but I kind of dig the low key stuff, don't go outrageous. It was just nice. That's all.
To be fair to you guys in Columbus and all that stuff, I enjoyed the Columbus jerseys. I like the font that they use. I think the most, the candy cane font that they had. That was pretty cool. I love the font on that one. I thought that went pretty above and beyond.
I'm looking forward to the crossovers with the Hoots from Columbus, the crossover jerseys. Those are going to be nice.
Oh, there's been one logos this year for them?
Yeah.
I'm still holding out for that roller ice hockey crossover, man.
Oh, Lord.
So, Taylor, what was your favorite
I'll try
specialty
to scour
jersey?
you one. It's just down the road from me. I'll try to scour you one.
Probably the Columbus Veterans Night jersey. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, their military appreciation
Yeah, those military
nights
ones.
that would have been my second choice, not gonna lie. So guys, we're gonna put up a poll and we want you to go vote for the ones that we picked and let us know which ones you guys like the best, or if you have something separate, drop it in the comments, send us a picture, and come hang out with us, interact with us, tell us what you're thinking.
Hey, and while we're at it, before I forget, I want to give a huge shout out to Gus Ford, who broke his own franchise record in Carolina for single
fastest.
most points in a season. And there's still 17 more games to go in the season, so he's on track.
Holy shit!
Special.
Yeah,
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think it's pretty cool what he's getting done. So, shout out to you, Ford. Come hang out with us. And, let's get into Justyce Smoke. I know we're all really excited to see what he's got to say. So
let's bring the smoke.
Justyce to the show. Let's do it.
All right, guys. We are very happy to welcome in Justyce Haymaker Smoke from Ice Wars. Justyce, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, thank you for having me on tonight. Glad to be here.
How
are you?
No problem.
I'm good.
We appreciate you coming on, man. This is we're trying to do what we call Ice Wars Month, and we've had Justin Schmidt, Cato, Amesbury, now you on. So it's been an all-star lineup, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a good lineup to have. As long as you keep it going, it'll be good, right?
Yeah. You might not be too happy with next week's guest though.
Why? Who's your next week's guest?
Bo Cornell.
Wow. You guys gonna go right behind my back just like that, eh? Right in front of me. Well, maybe I'll pop in, have a few words about it next week. I'll make sure I'm free.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been enjoying your arguments online. It's been fun to watch.
It's been fun doing it. It's been, wow.
I bet.
Yeah. So let's kind of tell everybody what have you been up to? Where have you been playing? You haven't been playing minor pro. So what have you been doing this season?
Well, honestly, this whole season has been completely different than normal for me. With the whole ice war stuff kind of going on, it's I take fighting more seriously than I take hockey. So I'm honestly just training. That's all I'm really doing is I'm training like fighting. I'm training my punches. I train jiu-jitsu again. I did jiu-jitsu before the first ice wars, and then I ended up quitting to train for the first inaugural ice war. And I missed it after the last ice war. I was kind of missing all like the whole training of going through jiu-jitsu and doing it twice a week or whatever, and then boxing and all of that. So I kind of just dedicated my time straight to training. I had a few offers in the FPHL. And even a few offers around CD teams around here just to come play for them, protect their boys and whatnot. But it's hard to do hockey, train full time, work full time, and be a dad full time, right? Like, my team just kind of said choose two things and figure out what you're doing. And I was like, okay, I'll fight and I'll be a dad and I'll work. Like that's all I can really do right now. Like, especially if you want to be the best in this ice war shit, like you have to be training. Like pretty consistently, especially with guys who are training, even Schmitty plays hockey full time and he gets in tilts every game. To me, that is your training, but I'm trying to train in a more technical way where I want to be the first guy to be able to lock somebody up fully and not have maybe somebody not land one punch on me because you're completely tied up in my arms and I just beat you up for 2 rounds straight and you didn't land anything because I knew something you didn't. And I think that's going to be the big game changer between me and a lot of these fighters will be that I know all these extra things. I've been doing all this training differently than you guys have been, where you guys just go to hockey and you guys will get a couple tilts, which is not bad. That's not a bad way of training. I mean, I tell everyone who even nowadays asks me, how do you know you like fighting? Go get in the fight and tell me if you like getting punched in the face after. And I tell people, like, people are like, that's what you like? And I was like, I don't like getting punched in the face. And I was like, but the feeling I have after winning a fight or just anything, even losing a fight, like coming in the dressing room and you're all hyped up and you're just like, you just want to go again. I was like, bro, that's how you know you like fighting. But honestly, all I've been doing is, straight training. I took a few months off there. I honestly had a really bad, start to my first camp before Ice Wars got postponed. My whole team, we kind of just go really hard. Like we dedicate our 8 weeks to fight camp or 9 weeks to fight camp, and it's like strict diets, strict like training plans, everything. And ended up just like with the whole postponage, it kind of just set us back. And then for the past whole year I've been training. I got a few offers in the FPHL. Nothing really worth for me to change my whole life to go down and go play some hockey. So I've been playing hockey for a couple of reserves around here, like res tournaments and stuff, which is pretty aggressive hockey. Like I honestly have no idea what to compare res hockey to. I watch the Fed, and sometimes I'm like, maybe the Fed's pretty close to it, and it's pretty like it's aggressive like it, but I'm not too sure. It's like some tournaments can be pretty hectic and pretty wild, and like, but others it's just your average hockey games. Other than that, I've been just doing res tournaments around here. Took a few off actually because I didn't want to bust my hands up before the next fight. And then I've been just doing beer leagues, but with the beer leagues, people tend to get pretty rowdy in those too, and then I get pretty angry myself and get in a couple tilts, and we get kicked out and suspended. So today I actually have a game later on in a couple hours, and it's my first game back in 5 games. I had a soft speed for 5 games, so yeah.
You gonna drop the gloves?
Oh, I got probably shit in my first game back, but I mean, who knows? Honestly,
you never know.
Yeah, who knows? I can't guarantee I won't. But yeah, no. Other than that, just been training and just been trying to live a decently normal life before I go back into the actual fight camp grind with my team.
That kind of answered my questions in a way. My first question I have for you, but I guess maybe I'll take it down just a little bit deeper and all that stuff. Like, what are your long-term plans? I guess I know you said you're more into the fighting part than the hockey.
Yeah.
Are you looking at maybe going to the Rough and Rowdy, UFC, some other kind of fighting team, or would you like to land a home with teams in the SPHL, FHL, or any beer league?
Honestly, if I could land something with fighting, that would be the biggest thing. I would like to do something more professional than Rough and Rowdy. I was like to me, I personally love MMA. I've always loved MMA, and to me, it just it's almost like a street fight. So when it comes down to that,
it's like
what? Go on.
Like the Bellator or UFC, or what would be your dream promotion to land yourself into?
UFC for sure. My goal is honestly one of my fight goals will be to try to get onto the Ultimate Fighter, which is a show off the UFC there. And I've been honestly looking, as soon as I got into this, I was looking into what you need to get, the criteria you need to get onto that show and everything, and kind of how it goes. But you obviously don't want to be going in there as the underdog and the guy that's going to be the one to speak first out. So it'll give me some time, but
right. If you could land a gig with a team, what would be your team that you would hope that you could land with, as far as hockey?
Honestly, I can skate, I can score some goals here and there. I'm definitely not a playmaker or anything though. I'm definitely not one of those guys who are coming to score goals. But honestly, I've been even now. I'm still debating on talking with Danbury Hat Tricks. I like the way they present themselves. I like the way they are. The team they have is crazy. They have Amesy, which is even crazier. So I mean, me and Amesy on the same team would be insane. I think if it came down to hockey, I'd probably go to Danbury. Danbury's been the place that's kind of been where I've kind of been looking at. I want to go. They have Champs training gym over there, boxing gym. Kind of just I already feel like Danbury can be my home. That's really the best way to put it. I feel like I already have family down there. If I go anywhere and I go anywhere for full time, it'll probably be Danbury.
So what has been, with the different types of fighting styles, hockey, it's all like pretty tough stuff. What's been like the worst injury you've sustained thus far?
Honestly, I'm going through an injury right now. I actually injured my knee about 3 weeks ago running, literally just from training for ice wars. So before I used to train bodybuilding type of stuff, and before I actually cut any weight, I was 350 pounds, and I ended up doing all this cardio, cutting all my weight to 179, and yeah. So anyway, my cardio was crazy back then. I would do a 5 kilometer run a day, like all this and that, and since we started this Ice Wars 3 camp, I did my first 5 kilometer jog of the camp, and it was a really good run. I ran the full 5K, stopped maybe like twice or 3 times just to get some rest. And then the next day, my knee actually was locked up. Like it just almost felt seized up. I couldn't bend it, and I was laying in bed, and I couldn't move it. So I ended up just forcing my leg to bend, and crawled out of bed and forced myself to school or to work. And yeah, so I ended up kind of just nursing it for a few days because I'm one of those guys who don't go to the hospital or don't get checked out right away. And the one day it actually got so bad that I couldn't unmove it because it was so seized up, and I couldn't walk up the stairs or down the stairs. So I ended up booking an appointment the next day, went in, and it ended up just being a thing called patellofemoral pain syndrome. And it's basically just called the runner's knee, and you get it from like not stretching, and you just get it really just from training too hard. It's like on your knees and stuff, like just whatever. And honestly, it's even though it's like not like I broke anything, it's not like I tore anything. It's like, but it hurts, and it's been put an actual strain on my training pretty hard. Cardio wise, we haven't jogged in 3 weeks now. Today's my first day skating again in 3 weeks. All I can do is really stand there and box and lift weights. So like right now, it for sure is my toughest injury with training and kind of getting through it. But my team is very agile, and I like told them from the very beginning, like my knee kind of hurts, so like if it does hurt, have a plan set up for me. And basically, as soon as I told them like I'm out for the next 6 weeks here with a knee injury, and I need it switched up, they were like, "It game change plan for now. This is what you're doing." So
Yeah, a medic or trainer on your team working with you to make sure you're staying healthy and
yeah. So basically, one of my trainers, he did kinesiology, which is like weight training and nutritionist and stuff. And he's been basically okay. First of all, he's my cousin. I've known him my whole life. We grew up together, and growing up, he's always been like this super fit dude, like just been jacked, like just could always lift heavy weights, like super healthy guy. Like always looked up to him in that sense. And when this came along, I was like, man, this guy like knows my diet. This guy knows how picky of an eater I am. He knows what I will and won't actually eat. He knows what I can and can't lift. Like he knows everything about me basically. So I ended up messaging him. I was like, hey, like I need basically a nutritionist. I need someone that's gonna put my workouts together, but I need someone that's gonna understand what kind of workouts I need and like what's actually gonna benefit me and what's not gonna benefit me. And I just told him like you know everything about me, and I would rather hire no one else than you. But like if you don't know how to do it, I was like don't do it. And yeah, he was like, man, I could easily do any of this. He's like, this is what I went to school for. Like I could do this for you. And yeah, so my trainer, his name's Tyler Prince, and he's been doing it since Ice Wars 2. But my Ice Wars 1, he like was all along helping me, and that's kind of what got me to be like, hey, bro, like be part of my team and like let's do this together type of thing. So like he's actually my technically my full-time trainer right now. Like he checks in on me almost every day, and he's like, hey, like, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm like, yeah. And same with my diet. He's like, you're still dialed in. Like send me what you ate today. Send me what you whatever. And if I'm missing something, he tells me like just how it is. He's like, hey, you're missing this, so go eat that. And it's like it's really good. And yeah, so he's basically my only certified trainer. Like out of nutritionist and training and all that was. But yeah, that he's been there for this will be his second event. And he's the one that runs my full camps. He's the one that runs my nutrition, my dietary stuff, whatever supplements I take, like really anything. But
Taylor, you got anything?
So we've got the perspective of Ice Wars on the like the business side of. I want to know your perspective on the fighter side. Like, can you take us through your like from the time you arrive until the event?
Yeah, for sure. So arriving just even to the event itself, is man well first of all, like normally all your travel is paid for, like everything's covered, right? So you're normally pretty good with that. Like you're well taken care of when you get there. So it's like you have nothing to worry about as long as you get there. That's all that matters. And then yeah, just getting to the event, like my first event, obviously everyone's kind of nervous. Everyone's looking around, like what do we do? What's going on? And in reality, you don't really have any obligations besides show up to weigh-ins, show up to the fight, kind of like don't cause any havoc outside of where you are. But getting there, everyone's excited to meet each other, and all the boys kind of all wait in the front area and just talk it out for a few hours while everyone else kind of rolls in. And then yeah, you basically meet the producers, like everyone that owns it. And man, everyone's such a good person. I don't think I've had any problems with anyone yet. Other than that, like you just kind of go on about your day and you try to just get ready for this fight. Like it's mentally hard to get ready for a fight, especially like in Enoch, where like you have a casino, you have the rink right beside the venue, you have the dispensary down the road. Like it's crazy, man. You have Burger King out there. It's Fat Burgers right in the lobby. It's tough. Like that's a tough fight that like probably no one ever talks about, because for me personally, it's like I stay on a strict diet before I fight, because I want to feel good. Like I just want to feel fast, lean, and like I don't want to be felt heavy. I don't want to feel greasy. Yeah, so like that's the hardest part, is for sure not eating like the greasy foods and like kind of just splurging and having a good time before your fight. Other than that, though, it's like getting there. Yeah, you see all the boys. Weigh-ins. Weigh-ins are different because it's the day before the fight, so it's like you go in your way and you have all this adrenaline. You see the guy you're about to fight, you square up, and it's like you just want to swing right there and kind of get it over with. And, but like, you obviously can't. And me personally, I'm normally not. I don't normally talk shit to people. I normally like unless I don't actually like you, then I just won't. But yeah, like you just kind of want to get it done right there and say whatever. It kind of sucks seeing the person the day before the fight, because you just, like I said, you don't want to see them. You don't want to have to look at them and talk to them, or even gain a knowledge of who they are. Like I want to go in and thinking this person's the worst person ever, and that like this person's going in to kill me, so I'm gonna have to go in and try to hurt him or stop him. But yeah, which is like the biggest thing, and like I don't think people realize that. To me, it's like if I can stop you in one punch, I'm gonna try to stop you in one punch, because like you're coming to do the exact same thing to me. So, and then just before the fight itself, you're in the back room, you're with the team, or like with the boys, with the fighters. There's about 4 rooms we all kind of choose between, and then there's one big room that normally everybody goes sits in, and then there's about 3 rooms that a few of us kind of go sit in by ourselves. And yeah, it's kind of just like right before the fight, you got to pick and choose who you're sitting beside, who you're sitting with. You want to get yourself with a good group of boys who are just kind of hyping each other up, and like you almost make yourself like a team and a squad. Like in my room, in the first one, I was in the long hallway, so I had everybody in there, and man, I couldn't get like a good mindset going of like, oh, like, I'm gonna crush this kid. Like I was very looking around, and I was kind of like seeing what everyone else was doing and making sure I'm playing the fighter part, and like yeah, and then the second one, I was like, okay, I'm for sure getting my own room, because I'm gonna do these 3 fights, and I'm gonna need the mindset of like get in the room, chill out, and then go back out and kill her. So then the second time I literally walked in, and I was like, okay, I'm getting my own room for this time, and like if someone wants to room with me, like come room with me. And it ended up being Keegan McGraw and Jody Biderman. So they ended up coming in the room, and they walked in behind me, and I was like, yeah, like, I'm cool with this. Like, if it's us three, like, this is perfect. And Bo ended up having his own room too, and I know a few of the other fighters, like Ainsley always has his own room. I know Czech had his own room there for a bit, but like, it's kind of just like, it was good. Like, my boys were like, because I was second fight of the night, so I was the first one in my room to fight. And the boys in my room, like, you're hyped up, you're good to go, like, you're gonna sleep this kid, like, in and out as fast as you can, and like the guys who were fighting, like, in 5 fights were like still talking me up, and it's like, bro, like, you have your own fight coming up, like, we got you. And like, even Keegan fought that night, and he was a cornerman for my first fight, and yeah, I was just like, I didn't expect him to be, because I mean, I don't know, it's, to me, if I was fighting that night, it's kind of hard to go back and forth between telling a guy how to fight and then telling myself how to fight. But no, it's nice, and like I said, like, while you're there, you're well taken care of. Like, everyone's checking on you, everyone's making sure you have everything. Everyone's making sure, like, if your equipment's broken, they're like, okay, we'll go here and go get it. Bring me the receipts. Let's check it out. Yeah, like everything's taken care of. It's yeah, you're basically going there a king already.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So the first Ice Wars, how did they contact you, and when you heard about it, what was the first thing that popped into your head?
Well, the first Ice Wars, I had links being sent to me, and I haven't played competitive hockey in, I want to say, I don't know, I want to say 4 years, probably 5 years, maybe. Like, I haven't played since probably junior, and but I play res hockey, like I said, and like, it's super aggressive. It's pretty crazy at some points. And I got in a couple tilts that year, and people were loving it. People were like, "Oh, like, you should keep fighting, like, this and that." And, so I got like a bunch of links sent to me, like, people I didn't even know that were sending me them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, like, whatever." And they're like, "Oh, this is completely up your alley, bro. Like, just sign up. Like, what's the worst that could happen?" And I ended up looking at all the criteria. The criteria was pretty crazy. Like, you have to be a professional fighter, a professional hockey player, or this and that. And me personally, I just kind of grew up sending those resumes out anyway, like, just even to Monster Energy. I used to send like sponsorship letters out to for no reason. Like, it had nothing to be sponsored for, but just like as a joke type of thing to say that I was doing it. And so I ended up just kind of literally sending in a fight resume. This is who I am. This is how big I am. I can be this big, or I can be this small. I'll fight anyone you want me to fight. They could be 400 pounds and 6'8", and I'll still fight them. And wrote a huge resume, just basically telling them I'll fight anyone. I don't care who you guys put me against. And sent them about 3 fight videos. And I was like, if you guys need any more, like, let me know. I can send a few more in. And about a week after that, or 2 weeks after that, I ended up getting a text, I believe it was, and it was AJ, and it was just kind of me and him just going back and forth texting for about a week. And he's like, "Man, like, you really want to fight? Like, you really like fighting?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I love fighting. Like, you throw me in somewhere, and I just that's what I want to do." And and then, like, right from the beginning, he's kind of always known I've been passionate about like MMA and fighting and in general. So we talked for quite a bit, and then he's like, "Will you fight a guy that's like 35 pounds heavier than you?" And I said, "Yeah, no problem, dude." I was like, "You can make him 50 pounds heavier than me." And he said, "You're crazy." He's like, "Yeah, I'll get back to you tomorrow, and if this guy signs, like, you got to fight." So next day he said, "I think this kid's gonna sign." He's like, "He hasn't officially signed yet, but if you want the fight, it's yours. I'll send you the contract." So we talk, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, like, let's send it right now. Like, let's do it." And honestly, with my first contract, he sent it over within a couple of days or whatever it was. Got it finalized, and my first contract, it's like, you're so excited, you kind of just sign it. You don't even really look at everything. You just sign away, and send it back, and you're like, "Yeah, I want it." So stupidly, I didn't really I had someone look at it, but I didn't have a professional lawyer look at it. I didn't have anyone that really had the lawyer standpoint. So that was my downside to that. After that, me and AJ were in touch almost every day. Like, if we weren't talking about Ice Wars, we were just talking about like just daily life stuff. Just keeping in touch with each other, keeping up with like what's going on. And yeah, he told me that the kid signed, I signed, we were good to go. And that was really it for the first one. Like, we just kind of, just texted, talked back and forth. He made sure I wanted it. And then, kind of just, yeah. So like after that, we got to the fights because I only signed up one fight contract for my first one. So for the first one, you normally sign what was it? For the first one, it was a one fight contract. Everyone else had to sign like a tournament contract because they're two different things. Just in case you fight the 3 bouts. So I ended up fighting the one fight contract, doing that, and then after I won, I ended up beating Keegan McGraw to an unanimous decision. After that, they came in and they were like, "Oh, do you want to sign your second contract? Like, we want to offer you another contract, this and that." And I told them, I was like, "Just give me a few weeks here. Like, let's kind of like slow things down. I'm way too hyped about this win. My team, like after that win, my phone was going crazy. Like I was getting phone calls on phone calls, text on text. Like my phone was freezing, and I'd have to like unfreeze it. They turned it off. And I'd have to have my buddy text my friends, quit calling me. And it was cool, man. It was unreal. Like at first, I was like, I won the fight, and I went back, and I just felt like gassed and tired. I wasn't really impressed with my performance. And yeah, just seeing the support I had from back home was crazy. Like just everyone was calling, texting me, phoning me, posting on my Facebook. Like it was insane, man. And then just going home, like everyone wanted to see me once I got back and landed, and it was really cool. Getting to the first event, I believe would probably be easier than getting to the second event, just because I feel like the second event it kind of blew up pretty hard, and then everyone kind of wanted to be in it. And like me personally, I know after the first event, I know like I want to say 15 to 20 people in Manitoba who were trying to get me to get them into Ice Wars, and I was like, yeah, I can send you like your resume in, but like I can't promise you guys anything. And like I'm lucky I'm even here, but
Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good.
Just wondering, at when or at like what age did you realize that you wanted to be a fighter? And I just got a 2-part question. At what age did you want to be a fighter? And who was the role model or inspiration to fight? Was it like a wrestler, a fighter that you saw that he's like, I want to be like him?
I think fighting wise, I've always loved fighting growing up. That's always kind of been my thing. Even with my cousins, like growing up, we used to, like, my cousins are 4 or 5 years older than me, and we used to like grow up beating each other up. Like, it's kind of just been always around my family like that. And like in school, I was kind of one of those kids who were like, if you disrespected my sister, I fought you, or like if you were being rude to me, like I didn't take that, so I fought you. So I guess I always knew I wanted to be a fighter, but growing up in my family, I was never allowed to be a fighter. My dad's a police officer, and they just didn't really play that game of whatever. They would put me in stuff like karate and like things that were close to it, but they would never put me in an actual aggressive fighting sport. So I kind of always knew I wanted to do it. I just never found the right way of doing it. And even growing up, like once I hit 16 to 18, I had no knowledge of the fight world really, besides like the UFC and stuff like that, right? So like finding somewhere to train properly where I believed that they were properly training me was hard to do. And then just kind of not knowing, like, to me, the whole fight world's completely different than like the normal world. Like if you don't like fighting and you don't care to train or like this and that, you won't know where to train. You won't know where to find it. Like it's very hard. Yeah. So like I've always known, I guess, but it was just kind of took time to get there and figure it out of what kind of fighting I want to do and where I want to go with it and how serious I will take it. Because to me, if you're not going to go into it 100%, you may as well not do it at all. Like, I just didn't want to go into fighting as a hobby. It was more of like, I was going to go into fighting as like, not a profession really. Like, that was kind of my end goal is if you're going to go into fighting, you're going to be traveling to fight, and it's not going to be like you just fight random people for fun. So, it's not going to be like
All right.
you just fight random people for fun.
And who was your inspiration?
Like, like growing up, like Chuck Liddell was always huge.
Hold on. Hey guys, I was told by my producer there's somebody waiting in the lobby.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead and send them in. Who we got waiting here?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
shit.
me. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I knew I
Oh,
saw
no.
something.
Oh, boy. So, for those who are watching, we got Bo Cornell's popped in on the show. You two have been going back and forth on Facebook. What is the deal with you two?
We're just waiting for a fight. That's all. But we want to fight.
I'm just waiting to shut him up. That's all. I'm waiting to get.
What is the word on the street?
Word is.
You guys think you'll get that fight?
I mean, if I don't, I'll be pretty upset because I want my ranks and I want to take them straight out of his hand.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you're behind me for a reason. I don't really need to chirp when the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, they didn't want me to walk. They didn't want me to walk to the finals. They said, decided to give it to you instead.
But hey, excuses are like assholes. Everyone has them.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's okay to admit when you lose because
Where is this?
Toughen up, guys. So get ready to chalk another L.
I mean, Schmitty didn't drop me. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he also looked pretty clean walking out of there, tying you up with a cheap fruit bag.
You'll be tying me up too. You'll have to.
Oh.
I actually watched you guys in the last Ice Wars, so I've been very interested to talk to both of you.
I'm very interested to fight Bo because I know we're both tallest guys. We both have the length. Our reach is going to be crazy, and I mean, obviously, Bo made a big difference compared from the first one to the second one. So I know this fight's going to be good. Like I may say that I'm going to sleep him in the first 9 seconds, but I know he'll hold in there as long as he can.
Hey, battle. That's all I can say. Let's have fun. I mean, we both made guys look silly. That's all. Let's do it for each other. Let's run it up. That's all.
For sure.
Yeah. Tell AJ the fans want it. I'd love to see that fight.
Oh, I've been harassing them so much. Like all the managers, I've been like, yeah, this fight needs to happen. And I told them, like, to me, it's like, if I fight anybody and I win, I take that rank. If Bo does not fight, so I would rather fight Bo, beat him up, and take my ranks. So that's the goal. And then I'll fight Schmitty again and hopefully take my crown.
Everybody's got high dreams. If you don't dream high, shoot for the stars. But I mean, I get it. I really love the confidence, but don't overdo it because just time will show.
Well, we'll see.
What? So, I know, Justyce, you had said on Facebook that you were going to bring a pillow to the fight because Bo was going to need it.
Oh yeah. Bo's gonna be the fastest sleeper in Ice Wars for sure.
No, it's a lot easier to have that pillow out and ready so I can put my crown on and get to rest when I'm done with you.
Oh, my team will be holding it, waiting for you.
Dude, the only thing your team's going to be holding is you after you're stumbling after I shake you.
Well,
you can keep trying, dude. I'm going to put you
I
on
love this. This is great. So I'm guessing what your hope is. The winner gets a rematch with Justin Schmidt. Is that what the hope is with you two?
That's definitely the goal. I think we're both wanting that crown, and we both know the toughest guy standing in our way is each other. So
yeah, for sure. Like for me,
So-
go ahead.
So let me ask the question then. What makes either one of you think that the outcome is going to be different next time than it was last time?
you lose, you learn.
Bo.
When you learn, you get better, and you get better, you kick somebody's ass. He's a little bit older than us, time will catch up, and I mean, we're just hitting our prime. We're young, we're ready, we're hungry. Getting deep.
Yeah, my first fight with Schmitty was for sure just a learning curve. I've honestly never seen Schmitty fight really before that, and fighting him he ties me up really. Once I know I can just lean out the haymakers, I know I knew I had him, so it's kind of just fight differently than I did the first time. I fought in close with him, and this time I'll stay out, and I'll just land those haymakers. He'll drop eventually.
Yeah, his experience showed there. He knew exactly how to fight. It's different styles for his different opponents, but now we're learning. Now it's our turn. We'll take our time, just keep rolling, keep fighting. And one day the crown will be on my head, and Justyce will be just waiting behind me, backseat for me to retire, so you can have a chance.
Yeah. You'll see.
You have quite a bit of reach on Schmidt, don't you?
Yeah. I think they're like 3-4 inches probably each, something like that.
Yeah, I think I had like 3 inches on him.
I think it's maybe like 6 maybe. I think his reach is like 70. Y'all's is around 76 inches.
Yeah,
Mine's 76.5. That sounds right.
Long ass arm.
That ice bath of Schmidt is going to get used after the fight weekend.
Say that again.
I know he does the ice bath then.
Yeah.
The ice bath thing that Schmidt does. He's going to get a nice use out of it for the weekend.
Well, Bo,
Tough
that
talks.
was pretty cool for you to pop in here.
Yeah,
Pardon?
that's a tough talk.
Bo, this is pretty freaking awesome. You popping in here. This was a nice surprise, I guess.
No, I'll tell you.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking Justyce might want to return the favor next week, though. So we'll be looking out for that.
No, 100%. I mean, any opportunity I get to trip this guy face to face, I'm going to take it. I enjoy it. It helps me sleep at night.
Yeah, you won't do it online. So.
Online, it's Facebook. It's outdated. We gotta get modern. We're falling behind with our own age group. We gotta start going to TikTok or something. I don't even know how to work that.
I'm posting on TikTok.
It means I'm falling behind.
Oh.
I gotta blast you all over wherever I can.
Oh, I'll get back on it. I'll work towards that. I gotta learn how to work on my video editing skills. I'm too worried training to kick your ass. I don't have to worry to do my video edits.
Well, only word I heard in there was worried, so.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Wait,
man.
what?
All right, Bo, we appreciate you popping in, brother.
I said the only word I heard was worried.
All right. Thanks for having you guys.
All right, man. We'll see you next week.
Look forward to chatting with you guys next week.
I'll see you in the box.
Bye.
Sounds good.
See you later, Justyce. Have a good one.
Yeah, have fun training.
Bye, guys.
Okay, Justyce.
that
So I
was
have a
freaking
question
cool.
because I've been following you guys online.
Yeah.
I love some good tea, and so I've been following you guys back and forth. And I don't know if it was like on one of the going back and forth or not, but somebody mentioned a hamburger story, and I was super intrigued. So can you tell me the hamburger story?
Actually, I don't think that's ever been talked about on a podcast or on any social media or any public platform ever in my life. It's actually a hilarious story because my nickname in my hometown from all my friends that personally know me and people that don't even know the story know this nickname and call me this nickname, and they call me Cheese or Cheeseburger. But like, man, everybody calls me it. So basically, I was playing minor hockey. I was playing midget for my coach, who actually was the one who mentioned the story. And basically, I was playing in the tournament, and it was first period of the game, and we were starting lineup, and the first thing we did was get in the big line, bro. So we weren't supposed to do it. We all got in trouble. We all got 10-minute penalties. We all had to sit in the box. So after that, we got back in the bench. We got told we were sitting, we weren't playing, whatever. Me being me, I'm always like, I'm not sitting here and watching my team play. I told him I was sick. I got off the ice. I went into the dressing room. I texted my dad, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, bring me a couple cheeseburgers to the dressing room. Like, I'm just chilling. Like, I may as well eat." And yeah, so he's like, "Okay, sounds good." So I literally get the top half of my gear off, and I go meet my dad like right outside the door. And my dad's like, "Oh, are you not playing?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm good." And I just walk out to where the fans are all sitting, and I look for my friends, and they're all sitting up in the stands. So turn up, go sit with them, and I'm sitting in literally half my gear, and you can see that I'm wearing like my team socks and everything. And I'm just sitting there enjoying my cheeseburgers, like just honestly just chilling, like just whatever. If I wasn't playing, I was gonna watch with my friends. Like I wasn't gonna sit in the bench and watch with you guys. And so I sat with my friends, and everyone's like, "Aren't you still playing right now?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm benched. It's whatever. Like I'll go back in the second period. It's all good." And everyone just thought it was the funniest thing. So that was kind of really that. That was kind of just whatever. So then the next practice, we were all sitting in the dressing room, and my coach never brought it up. He was like, he never seemed upset about it. I obviously didn't play the rest of the game because I was benched. And he came in and he just like started losing it on me about it. And he's like, everyone saw you sitting there and you disrespected our team and this and that. And he's like, you know what? Everyone was calling you. And my whole team kind of like looks at me and looks around because we're all like looking like, we're like, what was everyone calling me? Because we're all sitting there. And he's like, they're calling you Cheeseburger. He's like, everyone out there was calling you Cheeseburger. And my whole team just burst out laughing because clearly nobody was calling me Cheeseburger. And we all burst out laughing and we just can't stop saying it and calling me it. And after that, like the whole practice, my team was like, would skate by me and he'd be like, you know what they're calling you out there? They're calling you Cheeseburger. And I just like, so it literally became a big inside joke of my hockey team for like a few practices and games. And then the name just stuck. Like after that, everyone was like, "Hey, Cheeseburger, you want a Sleepy or you want a Cheeseburger?" Or like it was always something. And like honestly, from that day, even now, people call me Cheese or Cheeseburger. And there's like even to the, like I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years, and she finally found the story of why they call me that. And yeah, and it's not like I hide it. It's a funny story to tell when people ask. I'm always like, oh, it's like so funny because it's like I was 16 and such a little idiot kid who just like just really wasn't listening. Like I just should have been sitting on the bench when I just told. And yeah, so honestly, that name stuck with me forever. And if you look at like half my or some of my Instagram posts or photos I post, I do put Team Cheeseburger or I'll put Cheeseburger Fight Crew. And it's literally just for the it's just for the guys that kind of know like about the name. And I actually ended up getting cheeseburger logos made with like punching gloves and stuff. And I have some I have a couple Cheeseburger Fight Crew shirts that are going to be going out to like a very low quantity and very limited edition. But going out like getting like 30 of them and sending them to like all my friends and like the coach and like everything. And yeah, no, that's definitely where the name came from, and it's probably gonna stick on to the rest of my life. Like most people call.
Yeah, I hope
It's
it
funny.
does. It's a
Yeah,
great
like most
story.
people call me like even now, like it's either Cheese or Haymaker. Like I never hear my real name.
You should come out your next fight with Bo carrying a cheeseburger and just take a bite and just throw it over your head.
Yeah, literally, 100%. Well, in Rough and Rowdy, that was literally like I thought about doing Rough and Rowdy. And I was looking at doing this March 4th one or March 3rd, and my friend was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do if you win your fight?" And I was like, "Oh, I should just one bite a cheeseburger, just like a full one bite, full burger in my mouth." And I was like, something that goes viral, like that in a shotgun or something. But yeah, so that's the cheeseburger story, and that's where that came from. And that's like I said, it'll stick forever. Like it's a well-known name around here.
That's awesome. Well, Justyce or Cheeseburger, we appreciate you coming on. This was awesome. I know you had said you don't get to do many interviews. You don't get really kind of uncomfortable, I guess, doing these, but we appreciate you coming on, man. This was great. This was really great.
Good. Thank you for having me as always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to be sure to follow you guys to see, hopefully that fight happens. But till then, hopefully you guys keep shit talking each other. And it was awesome hanging out for a little bit. So.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
Real quick before you go, we do. You have agreed to be one of our sponsors for your fight fight apparel. So, real quick, let's go ahead and tell everybody about your store and how to get they buy some of your merchandise.
Okay, sweet. So basically I run my store straight through me. You can either DM me, email me on any social media platform. My email is actually justicesmoke@icloud.com. And you can literally email me and just put, can you send me the catalogs, or you can look on any of my social media. It's all over really. And I'll ship anywhere in Canada, United States. Basically, my merch, I have hoodies. I have about 3 hoodies going around this drop. I have 3 shirts on this drop. I want to say like 20 hats on this drop. And honestly, it's like everything I make, all proceeds go towards my fight camps, helping me with training, dietary stuff, paying my trainers, paying my gym type of stuff, like anything I really need. Yeah, like training gear. I honestly started out with absolutely nothing before Ice Wars 1. I had honestly not even a boxing glove or a hand wrap that cost $5. Going into Ice Wars 3, I have almost a full boxing gym in my garage right now. Like, I have so much training gear that makes it accessible to train at home, which is nice because I live 45 minutes away from Winnipeg, so it's like my closest boxing gym is 45 minutes away from me. Yeah. So you guys and other than that. And also, all my merch, once I sell it, I pretty much never sell it again. The only thing that came back was my Property of Haymaker shirts, which will probably always stay. But other than that, like, each design is made once. It sells once for a certain amount of time. Once it's sold out, I never sell it again. And then we just go with the next style. So.
Nice, and we'll let everybody know, too.
Producer will drop our that link for you.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, and what part of the deal we'll let everybody know was, you sponsor us with your store, and then you're gonna put our logo on your fight pants for Ice Wars 3, correct?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. You guys will have a nice 10-minute misconduct on my pant logo there on my pants for the fight. I plan to get team shirts again, like I did last time, sponsorship shirts where all my sponsors sat on the front of my shirts with our team logos and stuff. I plan to get that again. So you guys will be on those. Wherever my sponsors go, you guys will be on. You guys will be on my digital flight flag or digital sponsor flag on Facebook and everything. It'll be good.
Appreciate
that is super cool of you, and we really appreciate it. So we'll drop your link for on our page, on the podcast link, and
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll make sure. Hopefully, we can get some people out there to help support you in your camp, and we wish you the best of luck. And I'm definitely going to be following you guys through Ice Wars. So maybe after you guys can come back on and just kind of tell us how things went, and
how bad
that good stuff.
Maybe they can come back.
Maybe and share one after the fight with me.
Yeah, a double cheeseburger, right?
All right, man. Well, it's been real. It's been great to meet you.
Thank you for having me on. Okay.
Nice seeing you.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Big thank you to Justyce Smoke for coming on, and I guess thank you to Bo Cornell for that little flyby there. That was listening to them two talking shit back and forth. I can't wait for that fight. You can almost feel the tension while they were talking shit, and follow them both on Facebook because they're going back and forth. It's like Justyce had made the comment about, hey, don't worry, I'll bring you a pillow. And he's got a little meme of Bo Cornell laying down on the bed. So it's getting intense, and we'll see if we can keep it cordial next week. I don't know. I have a feeling Justyce is going to want to get his receipt.
Probably so.
Yeah. It's going to be a good episode, so make sure you guys come back and check out Bo for sure.
Yeah, and we only got another month left in this season. Well, about a month and a half, middle of April. So the FPHL is getting down and dirty. There's a couple of leagues are already in the playoffs. I believe, Ed, your league is in the playoffs, right?
And my second team, yes, besides Port Huron, is out in the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League. The Legionnaires just made their 8th seed playoff bid, so they start this Thursday in Leamington. So hopefully they can pull off a couple wins and be the underdog surprise story because they're entering the playoffs at the bottom seed, playing the first seed team. So we all can hope that that they pull something off.
Yeah, go ahead. Posted.
Go Sarnia Legionnaires. There you go.
There you go. So let's thank our sponsors, Pro Hockey News Podcast. Lou.Lafrado's email is in the description if you want to cover the FPHL. And we already talked about Justyce Smoke's apparel store. So looking forward to that and getting our logo out there on his shorts in exchange. It's going to be going to be cool to see our logo on Ice Wars.
Yeah, go
Absolutely.
support a fighter too. It's pretty cool to, he could really go so pro and so far, and so it'd be really cool to like watch a fighter really form from the beginning stage and now towards the middle, and sky's the limit for him. So we also have the Chattahoochee Valley Warriors. They're a great organization that gets veterans into skates and on the ice and learning how to play hockey. So make sure you guys go check them out because they're amazing.
And I have my coffee co-op that I do. The links are in below. We basically have the freshest coffee in the whole FPHL. Give us a try one time, and buy more cups. Other than that, at the links below. And if you're anything, Lee or Taylor?
No, we have our winners for our contest. Anna, you want to announce our winners?
Yes, we have 2 winners. We have Chris Newen, who is going to be receiving the prize pack. So great job to you, Chris. And then also Hannah Lawson is going to be receiving, I believe it's 2 tickets to a Columbus game. So congrats to you,
Columbus,
Hannah.
or any team she wants to go see. If she wants to go on a road trip, well, I mean, she's got the River Dragons tickets, because she's a River Dragons fan. But we told her, if you're going on a road trip this season, whether it be Watertown, Mississippi, Carolina, Delaware, Port Huron, wherever, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll get her 2 tickets to that game as well. So since she,
absolutely,
and it's because Chris, I got to give Chris credit. He didn't want the tickets. He said, pass them on to somebody else. We drew Allison's name out next. She's going to get the tickets. And because that, we said, hey, we'll get you the River Dragons tickets and any other team you want to go to.
And if you come to Port Huron, you got a free bag of coffee waiting for you.
I love that. All right, well, good job.
I'm trying to squeeze you a little bit.
Well, great job to Hannah and Chris. And, our next contest will come up with soon, and we will announce that hopefully, in the coming weeks. And, tune in next week for Bo. And I think that's going to do it for us this time, guys. So thanks for hanging out with us.
You guys have a great week.
Yep, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Like, subscribe.
Fight like hell, turn the other cheek. It's what separates the strong from the weak. That's just the way that the line gets drawn.